Hey guys, how's it going? Pre-game show. We're here live, ready to crack on. Good to see you guys here. I'm sure you've already come across here and hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. That's great. Love that for you. Love that for me. If you haven't, go and do it now. Great idea. And live trade deadline show coming Thursday, February 8, 1:30 p.m. Good to have you guys here for this pre-game show with 8 games on. We're going to go in. We're going to look at some lineups. We are going to come in and we are going to talk about, we're going to do a dribble game as well. And we'll just answer your questions. We'll just chat about things that are going on. We'll see what actual lineups are confirmed at this point. I think we've got a couple. Yes, we do. So might as well just flick that straight across. We've got the Wizards starting Jones, Paul, Avdia, Kuzma, Gafford. Same lineup as always. And the Hornets are going with Ball, Cody Martin, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, and Big Dick Nick Richards. So PJ Washington moves to the bench. And Cody Martin starts with Rozier gone. We're still waiting on a few statuses. Luke Kennard, questionable. Jabari Smith, questionable. Terry Rozier is playing. Kyrie and Luka are both still questionable. And Trey Jones remains questionable as well. That's out of projected starters. In terms of other guys, we just got a bunch of news just dropped. I'm just going to check that. Hang on a sec. Adama out. Nickeil Alexander-Walker starting for the Wolves because Mike Conley is out. We're waiting on Karis LeVert as well. We're waiting on Eric Gordon. Pistons are starting Hayes, Ivy, Bogdanovic, Stewart, and Duran. So Isaiah Stewart back into the starting lineup. He came off the bench last game. Kevin Knox started. No Cade Cunningham. He went from probable to ruled out, so that's great. We're still waiting on Eric Gordon, Dante Exum, Seth Curry statuses as well. So that is that. Wolves lineup confirmed. Pistons lineup confirmed. That's that. I saw a crazy comment in the chat. Crazy. Sports Shinobi. Don't want to call you out, but what are we talking about here? Drop Şengün for Nick Richards. What possible scenario could Alperen Şengün be considered a drop? There's none. This is an all-star caliber player. What is going on in your league? No, absolutely not. Emil says, I know in the post-game you said we hold Ayton because who has higher upside. I've got a 4-center league. Terrible league to begin with. Change that rule as soon as you can. Would I take a flyer and a Kongwu over him? I don't think I would, honestly. I don't think I would. Dean, good to see you in here with your Marvin Bagley propaganda / nonsense. Has anyone traded for Gafford? Do you mean in fantasy? I don't think so. Luke Kennard ruled out. So what the hell are they going to do? They're going to have to start... They have to start Gilead, don't they? Bloody hell. Jesus Christ. That team is an absolute disaster. They're going to get smashed by the Heat. No changes to the Blazers lineup. So the same starting lineup as last game. So Jabari Walker's going to start. What kind of oil for Caruso's head? Coconut, I think. What type of role should we expect from Amen Thompson today? That's the thing. That's what we want to watch. I don't think it's going to be that big because Jollibee Jalen is playing. Fred VanVleet's there. Their whole team's healthy apart from Tari Eason. So 18 minutes, I would guess, but not much more. Kaysen Wallace asks if his teammate Josh Giddey is a good fantasy pickup. Like, sure. Yep. You've given me no other details, so I'll say yes. Michael says, 4-center league, Alum FAO, WTF, is that taco shit? Michael, we're not using taco. It's a ridiculous term that people who have no idea what they're talking about spout. Not saying that you are, but you start using that term, you put yourself in that group. 4-center league is the default setting on ESPN. It is the default. So there are a lot of people playing that. It's shit. It shouldn't exist, but it is the default setting. Would I drop Bruce Brown for Nick Richards? Yes, I would. N23. Yeah, Damo, you're going to get community noted if you spout misinformation. Or I'll just find it in the chat and I'll call it out live. I'm not really that worried about Pirtle's production. When he comes back, I think he'll be fine. What is the meaning on Basketball Monster with play news when it's written low, medium, high, monster? It's just priority. Low is for like G League guys who aren't in the rotation. Medium is for like bench sort of guys. High is for, universally rostered players who are starters. And monster is usually just a trade or big news, like a long-term injury to a star player. Do I think Cody Martin regularly sits out games for injury management? Regularly? I think he does sit out some games, yes. How much impact can you expect out of Cody Martin? He's a good steals guy. He's not much more than that. I wouldn't rush to add him, honestly. Jason Tate's out as well. So, yeah, that probably does boost him in. You're right. Also, probably boost Whitmore. Why is a 4-center league bad? Because, Arnaldo, why should you have a limit on the amount of centers you can have, but no limit on any other position? It's stupid. There shouldn't be that artificial positional limit. It shouldn't exist. Why is it only for centers? Anthony has a points league question. You need to drop someone. Bottom of my roster is Quickly, Miller, Jabari Smith. I have Smith in my AL. You don't just hold on to Jabari Smith. He might not even play today. So you don't need to make that call now. But obviously your roster is... Like, this is a very, very shallow league if you're deciding between Quickly and Miller. But Jabari looks like he would be the drop, honestly. But you don't have to. Just hold him in IR. You might not even play today. I think that Cam Johnson can be a drop. Oh, yeah. Does anyone know this? I was talking at the Simpsons episode where Homer's like, everything's wrapped up in a neat little package. What is it? I'm going to Google it now. Homer, neat little package. I think is it Mr. Burns got shot? Is it that one? Wrapped up in a neat little package. He's like, oh, you thought I was being sarcastic. Which episode is it? Oh, it's the one where Ned is accused of murdering his wife. That's the one. Yeah, it's season 6, episode 1, where Flanders is accused of murdering Maud, and then she appears and stands next to him, and Homer's like, "Ooh, a neat little package." That's that. Should we play dribble game? Yes, it is, JP. Well done. Dave says it's dumb. ESPN locks entire roster changes once the first game starts. If Trey Jones doesn't get marked as out before 1 p.m., I can't put him IR and bring in a streamer. That's a settings thing, because there is definitely ways you can do that on ESPN. That's the same on Yahoo, and I don't even think you can't change that on Yahoo, that if Trey Jones doesn't play, you definitely can't bring in a streamer after the first game started. And that's really the case in most leagues, to be honest. Is Obi in the trade block? Is that why he's not? Yep. Yep, he's on the block. He's out of here. He just hates the show now. He just doesn't want to come in. I don't know why. Do I like Homer or Peter Griffin more? I'd say Homer. What are my favorite sneakers that I own or want to own? My favorite ones that I own. SB Dunk Mummies, probably. What ones do I really want to own? I don't know. Armameniath Jordan 3s, maybe? Do I think Trey being out is affecting Jalen Johnson to play worse? It was one game. Really hard to take things from one game. Sure, Trey's an awesome passer, but I'm not going to make sweeping statements based on that. Let's do dribble game. What is likely to happen here? If it ever loads up. Joel Embiid and Towns are the two big scoring boys. Who is it's Robert Covington, isn't it? That's pretty easy. Come on. Yep, Robert Covington. That was so easy. Some of them I just find super... what's happened here? With the lineup page. Is there something gone wrong? No, something was weird then. What was it? Oh yeah, the Wolves submitted an incorrect lineup that had McLaughlin starting and Jaden McDaniels out. But they've corrected that and put Jaden McDaniels back in. So that's been changed now. So is that all the early lineups done? Yep, then we're waiting on the Grizzlies, where we do think that Gilead's going to... Man, they've got no guards. So Gigi's going to have to play a lot today. And we've got Rozier starting for the... I don't like how that Heat lineup looks because Jimmy is definitely not the shooting guard. I'm just going to make a change there. It doesn't mean anything, but Jimmy is 100% not the shooting guard in that lineup. That would be Tyler Hero. So I'm just going to make that adjustment. I don't know how that or why that looks that way. All right, so Hero at shooting guard, Jimmy at small forward. That's better. Sasha Vezenkov's out for 1 to 2 weeks. If anyone cares about that. My championship favourite, I don't know. I think probably Drew Dinkmeyer in industry pickup is going to be favourite, even though I'm on top. Do I like the AE ones? Yeah, I haven't seen them in person, but yes, I do. I don't know if I'd wear them, but yeah. What car would I drive if I was Jordan Poole? I think someone asked me this the other day. I'd get one of those Mercedes AMG matte black. Chinese food or Italian? Probably Chinese. 5 best perimeter. People ask me these questions all the time. I usually like to just sit down and look at stuff so I can get a bunch of information out rather than go off the top of my head. But let's try it in no particular order. Alex Caruso, OG Anunoby. Let's put those guys in there. I think Drew slipped a little bit, but he's still pretty good. I'm not sure if he'd be my top 5. This is where I run into problems. Like I'm trying to think off the top of my head who's in this list. Derek White. Caruso, White, Anunoby. Who else am I missing here? I don't think Shea counts. Maybe Jalen Williams? Don't know about that. Jaden McDaniels? Probably. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. Why does a certain four-letter company disregard Wemby as Rookie of the Year? ESPN, you mean? When anyone with 2 eyes can tell the race is super close, if not in Wemby's favour. I'm not sure. It was very clearly Holmgren to begin the season. Old Chesterfield Holmgren. He was there as the leader in that for a while. Wemby has been far better than him over the last 4 weeks. And I think once we hit like February, it's going to be like impossible to suggest that it's not Wemby. So I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that. Not that I watch any ESPN content at all. Could you give us some Mr. Black? All right, Mr. Black. Mr. Black. How do I see Merrill when Garland returns? It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder for him to get value. It's just like 35 minutes they're going to chuck into that rotation. Are they going to cut Strus down? Are they going to cut Levert down? Okoro? It'll be hard for him to have that value. Do I have stats on the players who have the most missed assists, potential assists? Yes, I do. Let's go and get them. I can tell you in a second. I've just got to bring them up. Pretty sure it's just going to be the guys who are the highest assist guys anyway. Most potential assists per game is Tyrese Halliburton at 21, followed by Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Jokic, Van Vliet. That's an interesting name. Chris Paul, LaMelo Ball, James Harden, Devin Booker, Sabonis, Cade, LeBron, Shea. There's your list. Who makes the most passes per game, do you reckon, makes the most passes? What would be your guess as who throws the most passes in a game? Do I think Conley is out this week? No, I think he'll play tomorrow. LaMelo's usage should go up after the Rozier trade, yes. How come SGA wouldn't count? I think Shea's a pretty good defender, but he's getting a lot of steals and blocks, but that doesn't always mean you're the best perimeter defender. I'd say he's probably he's in the top section of guys. I just don't think he's a top 5 guy. What are we going to watch on YouTube after March when playoffs of the leagues are done? I don't know. I'll still be doing shows, so you can still watch me. Come for the jokes. Search Jero, a DJ from Belgium. Apparently he's my doppelganger. All right, let's do this. Let's see how bad this lookalike is. Terrible. Dreadful. I'm putting it up on the screen. You deserve to be shamed for that. That is dreadful. All right, let's do it. DJ Jero. Let's bring it up on the screen for you guys to see. That's dreadful. That looks nothing like me. What are we doing? Bro, come on, man. I have eyes. What are we doing here? I won't be betting on the Super Bowl, no. But who are my picks? I just want it to be Detroit, and I wanted it to be Buffalo. So let's say Detroit Baltimore. Is DeJounte an upgrade in real life over D'Angelo? I'm not too sure. I think it probably is. Probably. Is Cam Thomas worth stashing, as the Nets are surely going to just let him shoot? Why would they do that? I'm not sure that he is worth that. Like, what do you think they're going to do? All right, everyone, no one do anything. Let Cam Thomas cook. Why is that? Why do you think that is going to happen? I don't, personally. Is Gilead worth a stream today? Yes. Don't know, Wiss. I don't know. I don't know how to judge overrated and underrated and overrated. I live NBA, like 15 hours a day, every day. So I see every take, every comment, every player all the time. There's no like hidden gems or anything like me. So I don't even know. I look like Zubats. Not really. Marcus Gasol, I'll accept. But, the answer was Nikola Jokic. He throws the most passes. And the player who receives the most passes is Terry Rozier. That's very interesting. He receives the most passes. That is going to absolutely plummet. They would just feed. He just had the ball all the time. That is crazy. All right, I didn't know that. That is very interesting. Huh. Pretty sure that number's going to come down real quick. Best Mexican food in Melbourne. Okay, Mamacita is probably the one that just comes to the top of my head. That's pretty good. What's the other one? There's one in another one in the city somewhere. I can't think off the top of my head. Someone else can chuck them in the chat, but Mamacita's the one off the top of my head. Kyrie is a game time decision. Luka, Exum, and Curry are all playing. Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. Wow. Geez, Ben's going to be happy. Update on the betting strategy. We had a good day with it yesterday. I'll tell you where it's at. Started around January the 7th, and we are plus 130 units over that time. But it did peak at like plus 200 units, so it's had a bit of a drop-off over the last 10 days. But still significantly positive. Still trying to see whether it works. Yeah. I just don't want to put it out there as this thing, go and do it, because I don't know how it's going to work. Right, but it's working okay. Just this downturn over the last 10 days is not ideal. How do I feel about Levine's situation? I feel he might be traded to a better situation. What would be the better situation? I'm not really sure. So no, I don't agree with that. Have I seen Kansas City Chiefs Taylor Swift AI pictures on Twitter? No. What are your thoughts on technology being misused? I think it's a real problem. My problem with this Zelux is that people can put out fake photos, whatever. But my problem is when they do that with fake content or fake voices or fake pictures, and then you call them out. Remember when there was the ESPN tweeted the thing with Damian Lillard after he hit that game winner with the Bucks, and they changed him to be wearing Bucks uniforms, or Bucks uniform when it was actually a bubble, from the bubble during COVID, obviously, and they edited the mic and they put a Bucks jersey on to say that it was is what Dame said, and none of it was true, and they never acknowledged that it was fake. My problem, that is a problem, but my problem is that the scores and scores of people going, "Who cares, bro? Who cares? It's just a joke." That attitude is what the problem is. We should be striving for accuracy from people at all points, and if you demand accuracy and call that shit out all the time, then I think the problem just doesn't become there. But it's complacency where people sit and go, oh, who cares? Doesn't actually matter. It's basketball, bro. It's just a funny joke. That's where the problem goes, because if you start accepting that stuff, then anything can happen at any point, and you'll get lied to consistently, as I'm sure you are in certain things now as it is. But when things appear like that, you've got to be... Like, I was angry about it. I was really angry about it because, again, it's something that I know. It's part of my industry. But also, if you just start hand waving that shit away, it just opens up everything. So I haven't seen this thing, but I'll call them out for it, especially if they don't mention that it's fake. A Melbourne suburb is somewhat affordable. I don't believe Melbourne is a very affordable city at all, to be honest. Al Sabor in North Melbourne. I haven't been there, Black Zilla, but I'll need to go. Exum or Alexander Walker? Well, I'll take the starter, and that's Alexander Walker. Maybe Exum starts, but I really doubt it. Would I vote for Donald Trump in the 20... Well, I'm not American, so no. I won't be voting in the 2024 election. But if I was, I would vote for any other asshole on the planet apart from that guy. If Gilead doesn't start, is there anyone else that would start potentially? Really good question. Let me just go have a look at their roster. I don't know who it would be off the top of my head. Scottie Pippen. They could start Zaire Williams and play Conchar at point guard. They're probably that's literally the only options. Scottie Pippen. I don't think they're going to start him. They could. It's Gilead, Zaire, or Pippen. Yeah, that's yuck, man. That's so bad. Do I think Keontae is starting next season? I would think they would like that to be the case. Exum's coming off the bench, by the way. But who knows? There's so much that still has to happen. How do I feel about green screen kids? What does that mean? What do you mean? Like someone recording in front of a green screen and putting a fake background there? Usually that's pretty obvious to tell, so I don't really have strong opinions on that. Is Simons at risk of a Portland sit? Yes, he sat last year. Travis, I've seen your comment. Roasted you already, but you're still posting it. What are you doing? OG's having a nice run. I talked about him in 23 on the buy low, sell high. No. He's averaging 2 blocks a game over the last 2 weeks. Like that's irrespective of what team you play on, you're not going to do that. He averages 0.7 a game in his career. There's just no way that happens. So no, it's not the new team. It's just a hot run. Do I watch Australian basketball? Not really. No. Do I know head coach Modi Moore? I do not. If Hartenstein has extended absence, would I roster Sims or Achua? No, I don't think I would. I think it's just too up and down, and they're just not good enough, either of them. Pajemski or Tillman for boards and DSATs? Take Tillman. Why did I switch posters? Because those other ones have been up there so long, and I changed them. I've got another stack of ones. I'm thinking of changing them again. Yeah, talked about that already. 290 Shadow. Melton can be dropped. Is Pods a good pickup rest of season? Hasn't looked like it at the moment, no. They're sort of marginalising him, so I wouldn't be that interested in holding him at this point. Josh Green's going to continue starting. Do I think Bain is worth a stash for playoffs? He will get shut down. Well, I don't know when your playoffs are, but I've said this many, many times. I don't think Desmond Bain plays again this season. I could be wrong. I don't think he plays again. But, like, if there's literally no cost to it, where you've got open IL slots, and you're going to make the playoffs, then who cares? Add him. Would you drop TJ McConnell for Giddy? Yes. I said Sal High and Tyus Jones is still killing it. Yeah, cool. But he's not as good as he was in that Sal High show. Cool. You want to pick out every little thing that I said? And then also be wrong about it at the same time? Let's go back and have a look at that Tyus Jones Sal High. He was the 25th ranked player when I said that. Has he been 25th since then? Or has he been 70th? Don't know. You tell me. And I know the answer, but you tell me. Is Drakaris playing tonight? Haven't heard yet. He's still questionable. Josh Green or Gilead? Give me Gilead. Green with maybe because of the potential absence of Kyrie, who claims he was fine with his thumb, by the way. Cool. Thanks, Kyrie. He just doesn't get to do enough usually. But there's a chance here that Gilead could do a million things. Yes, Trey Jones is a hold. Aiden, Trey Jones has been ruled out for 0 games. I don't even know that he's missing today, so why would you even consider dropping him? Travis, he looks nothing like me, mate. Nothing. Not even close. He's white. Is that what you think? Have I heard the Australian nicknames for Exum and Green? No, I'm sure it's something like the Boomerang Brothers, yeah? Is that what it is? Something like that, yeah? Has to be. Is a men worth streaming in a 10 team? I think you would have better options tonight. Doc Rivers is not a good fit on any team. He's just not a good coach anymore. He's fine, but he's not good. Haven't heard the Monty Morris boring voice. Yeah, I know. We'll have to do it tonight. But Monty Morris is back today. I do believe that he'll be in the rotation, and it will probably be Killian Hayes or Marcus Sasser that makes way. Neesmith is trending as most added lately. I have no clue why. The reason is that they play a Thursday, Friday back-to-back, and they've got like Thursday, Friday, Sunday games coming up, 3 games in 4 nights, low volume days. Is he happy with the hardball hire? I don't know. I only just found out about it now while I'm on air, so I'll have to check with him later. It's harder for me to pull off the new starting lineup thing that I do on the show, but I don't know. It doesn't actually. I know the starting lineup, so I don't. In terms of how it flows worse for me from a production point of view, but I can understand how it would work better from a viewing point of view. Merrill or Simons, it's very, very easily Simons. Like, this is not a remotely close question. Not even remotely the same. Should you panic with Simons, Gafford, or Poole? What is that going to achieve if you panic on it? So, no. No, Judd, I haven't watched any of it. I don't know. I'm so, worn out. I'm so tired that I don't really, I haven't watched really any TV much. Boomerang Brothers, nailed it. Kangaroo Kids, Sydney Suns. Dante Exum's from Melbourne. Where's Josh Green from? I don't know where Josh Green's from, but Dante Exum's from Melbourne. Jesus Christ. Coming to Adelaide for Gather Round. I am not Nectarius. I think I might actually be away that week anyway. I'm not, though. We've got a couple of minutes to go before we're out of here. Andrew Wiggins was dropped. Should I go for it? No, he's shithouse. But you give me no context. How do I know without no context, yeah? It's impossible to know anything here. Should you go for Šarić or Kuminga? Who would you drop? They're all, you can try them, but that's about it. What time does the waiver wire post on Sundays? Ooh, David Roddy is starting. So it's Gilead, Conchar, Williams, Jaron, and Roddy. No Xavier Tillman. What an insane lineup. Terry Rozier not starting either. They're starting Josh Richardson, who played 9 minutes last game. What a lineup. Jovic out of the starting lineup. He'll be out of the rotation. So Richardson, Hero, Butler, Adebayo, and Highsmith. Absolutely insane. What is that? David Roddy, one of the worst players in the NBA. No Tillman. Why wouldn't you play Tillman? Yeah, Josh Green is from Sydney. Yeah, and Exum's from Melbourne. Silly stuff. Not Sydney Suns. What are we doing here? I hope that wasn't Nick Angstadt that invented that. Pirtle or Hartenstein? Probably Hartenstein. But they're both very clear must-roster players. And if you're trading one for the other, I don't see the point. They are insane lineups. David Roddy. Not Tillman. David Roddy. Yeah, how bad that guy is. I bet it was Nick. I bet Nick was... Oh, no. I bet it was Nick. What's a nice, affordable locale in Australia? I don't know. I haven't really looked. I know Melbourne's not cheap, but you have to go to probably to South Australia. Nick Tarios, you're in the chat. You can chime in. What are property prices in Adelaide like? No, Gilead is starting. It's Gilead, Conchar, Vince Williams, David Roddy, Jaren Jackson. So Santiel Dharma is replaced by Roddy, and Gilead is replacing Kennard. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you again for being a part of the show. Hit the thumb on the way out. And there is a show coming straight after this, a daily look ahead show. So go and check that out as well. I'll see you guys around.